Yo, what is up guys? In today's video, I want to tell you exactly why I believe that you should not be listening to successful people who are doing great in whatever industry that you're in. You shouldn't be listening to those people because they're not going to give you the right advice that you actually need to find success. So you might be like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, what is this advice? This sounds super stupid. So I'm gonna explain to you exactly what I mean by this. So just give me a second and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about and why it is so important. So I noticed this for myself when in the past, when I got into the entrepreneurship space, I've been listening to these people. You probably know like Alex Hormozi, guys like that, people doing really, really well in the space. And these people tend to give advice. And as a beginner, you obviously want to listen to the most successful people. You want to listen to someone who's done great because they have proof of concept, like they have proof that they have actually achieved what they're talking about. And you usually seek out like the most successful people and listen to the most successful people because they have the most proof that they have found success, you know, because obviously like if someone is making millions and they're doing like they have something that's working. So obviously that makes sense. Social proof is something that we as humans like look for when we look for someone that's going to influence us. But the issue with that, and why I believe that's a huge problem, is what I've noticed for myself is that when you're listening to people who's doing like way better than you, when you're listening, for example, to Alex Hormozi or someone like that, Alex Becker, guys like that who's doing way better than you, what's missing is if you're, let's say, you're doing 10K per month, they're doing, I don't know, 10 million per month. The advice they give you, you don't understand, you don't have the depth of knowledge, you don't have the experience in the field yet at this point to be able to properly apply the advice they're giving you. And this is something that I noticed is like, for example, when I was starting off my career in entrepreneurship, you know, I was trying to start a business. I was listening to Alex Hormozi and I was watching videos and I was like, okay, I get everything. Like I understand what he's talking about. I just need to apply it. But then obviously I didn't get the same results as him because that wasn't actually true. I didn't actually understand what he was talking about. I thought I did, but actually I didn't have the depth of knowledge required to be able to actually implement the stuff that he was talking about. And that right there, like having the depth of knowledge, that is why I believe that you should be listening to people who are doing way better than you. Because there's such a big gap in terms of just the understanding of like how the world works, how business works, a lot of like small specific skills, experience, pain, trial and error that you have to go through to be able to understand the stuff that these people are trying to teach you and be able to implement it. For example, if Alex Hormozi talks about a certain like concept within business of like how to market yourself in a certain way, and you're like, okay, I get this concept, I just need to apply it in my own business and it's going to work out. But you're missing all these other things. You're missing like the certain beliefs required to make the business work. You're missing the belief of like, I can make a lot of money, like core fundamental things. And for example, like you might be able to implement that strategy, but if you lack the belief of, like if you believe that you're not someone who's worthy of making a lot of money, it doesn't matter like what type of strategy that you implement. Even if you have like the best strategy out there, you're not gonna achieve your goals because you're listening to advice and you're implementing stuff that is like up here when you don't even have the base yet, you know. You need to obviously have the belief that you can make a lot of money before you can implement a strategy to make a lot of money. Because otherwise you're just gonna end up like destroying for yourself. You're gonna get into like self-sabotage, things like that. And that's like a topic for another video. But like that's what's gonna happen. Because you have too big of a gap between where you're at right now and the advice that you're getting listen to and like the depth of experience, the knowledge, like the beliefs and everything that's in between that you don't have right now, which makes it impossible to just implement this advice and achieve the same results. So let me know if that makes sense, guys. And the way to overcome this, the way to fix this is by listening to people who are 1 step or 2 steps ahead of you instead of someone who's 1,000 steps ahead of you. If you listen to someone who's doing a bit better than you, someone who's maybe you're making 10K and someone who's maybe making like 50K per month, for example, in that business example, or someone who's a bit better in shape than you, if you listen to that person, they're gonna give you more applicable advice because they're more close to where you're at right now. They have the same kind of beliefs that you have, most likely, which is gonna make it easier for you to apply what they're teaching you. Because you believe usually the same things to be true as them. You have the same somewhat experience as they do, which makes it you understand the stuff that they're telling you. When they tell you like you need to do this exercise or you need to do this specific thing in your business, you're looking at it from the same point of view more or less as they are. So I know this might sound a bit kind of different. It's something that I kind of learned pretty recently, and I've been kind of reflecting on, and like I noticed for myself that when I implemented this and I stopped listening to these people who are doing like way better, and I realized I'm just kind of like humbling yourself and listening to people who are just doing a bit better. It makes it so much easier to apply it. It makes it so much easier for you to actually make progress, because it's not this huge gap with all this stuff that's missing, you know. So yeah, that's really it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you experience this yourself, if you agree, if you disagree, I'll be curious to know. And I want to kind of keep this conversation open and have a discussion about it in the comments. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Take care. Ciao.